Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. You know guys, the goal of this channel has always been to get you in the group of people that actually make money. And the way I try to do that is I have a financial background. I share my experience and my deep dives, which I do for me, with my community. So therefore, when I uncover uncomfortable truths like what I'm about to share with you, I just tell it to you. I give you the information you need. Do with the information as you will. But I believe that the reason 90% of everyone investing in crypto lose money is because 90% of what you hear about your favorite altcoin, especially the tribal tokens, is lies, misinformation, partial truths, negatives spun into positives. I believe most influencers are like watching CNN. They just tell you what you want to hear, or they're biased and tell you what they want you to hear to grow their channel. Period. Now, that's enough of the rant. Let's dive in to this massive news. Now, it might seem negative to some people, but guys, the opportunity is immense. It's nothing like 2017, 2021, but it's here. But you got to zoom out because Wall Street and the banks have a roadmap. And guys, it's massive. And the big boys are taking over the technology. They could care less about most of these tokens. They are looking to make money. And I highly recommend, guys, stop being tribal. Stop listening to people that never tell you the truth, and you'll do well. You need to get that non-biased information. All right. Right now, we're having a down day. Now, I have yet to call for altcoin season. See, that's another thing, guys. Think about how many times someone has told you that it's altcoin season and that and you go all in, right? And you don't take any profits when things are pumping, right? Well, that's because telling you it's not altcoin season and telling you the truth doesn't grow a channel either. But think about it, guys. We're not in the altcoin season yet, but I guarantee there's people out there who have told you 15 different times and got you all pumped up, and then you get wrecked on days like this. That's why my number one way to make money in crypto is to short. And if you have an interest, we'll talk about that at the end. All right, hit that like button, guys. We need to get some facts and some announcements like this. No one's going to tell you this information, and I highly recommend you share it, especially call out the people that are going to contradict it and tell you it's FUD or I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, guys, this information comes straight from the same guy, Joe Lubin, who confirmed that SWIFT was building and using Linea and Ethereum for its payment systems. There's still people like Jake Claver and Zach Rector telling you that they're not going to be able to do it and they can't compete. Guys, this is just software and code. There's nothing special about any of these tokens, right? Coinbase proved that with Base. They basically cloned the OP stack, and then now they're beating them with their own tech. Wall Street, the banks have all the money, all the power. They have the tokenized assets that we're going to be talking about. Why do they need anyone else? They don't. So guys, if you're looking to hodl, you need to watch this video. But the good news is there's an immense amount of opportunity out there with what's coming, like the tokenized assets and some of the companies like Circle that you can invest in. All right, let's check it out, guys. Now, we all know that everything on the planet's going to be tokenized, especially our financial system, right? Your passport, your car, your boat, stocks, bonds, everything. Companies are going to be raising money with a token. They're just going to tokenize maybe a new company or flipping a house. We know that's coming. Now, NASDAQ has already sent proposals and trying to get legal clarity to tokenize the NASDAQ, right? So, and it's coming. From my understanding and from the alpha I'm going to share with you, it's just a matter of time. They're already in the works of building out the blockchain that they're going to be using. All right. Now, that's the NASDAQ. I'm about to share with you that big news. Now, if you don't know what DTCC is, guys, it's basically a private enterprise built by or owned partially by the major banks like JP Morgan. They settle all the stock transactions around the world. It settles like $440 trillion a year. It's a powerhouse. So the technology behind that is immense. And quite frankly, guys, there's very, very few blockchains that could even remotely settle that volume. I know XRP isn't even in the ballpark. But anyway, not harping on XRP, but guys, you've just been lied to, and this proves it. Now, if you don't know what the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation is, here's what Google says. It provides the post-trade market infrastructure services for global financial industry, including clearing, settlements, and asset servicing of security transactions. All right. Now, this just helps back up why this information is valid. Okay. You know, a lot of people want to connect the dots, and the dots it's just stupid dots that they're trying to connect. Like, you know, what if this happened, or what if that happens? Well, it's not going to happen if you zoom out. Well, this is Dr. Joanna Powell, and she used to work for the DTCC. I mean, she used to work, now she works for the DTCC in their digital asset emerging tech. Basically, she's the one that oversees all of that. She used to work for Consensys. All right, that leads us to the information that we need to talk about, the announcements. Guys, if you've never spent any time, do yourself a favor. You will start to laugh at most influencers and you can move on. Go to Consensys website and just scroll down and see what they're talking about, right? And look at the customers and their roadmaps, and then compare to what you're hearing on the street. So they're not out there trying to get you to invest in any of their stuff. They don't care. One customer will, create more value to them, one Wall Street customer, than all of us combined. But look at this, Consensys and OKX. We're going to talk about that because that may be an opportunity. But go surf around, guys. Now, check this out. A lot of times people are, oh, well, so-and-so was at the White House. What does that mean? Now, I want you to look at this. This is the type of stuff I do deep dives on. No one else does. I'm not just I wake up in the morning to figure out where to put my money and the best whatever's going on, and try to follow how fast this tech is moving and who are the big players, right? Well, look at this. This is the Blockchain Association, but this is the Global Crypto Networks and U.S. National Security Conference. Well, guess who the moderator is? He works for Consensys. These people work for the U.S. government, and they're talking about hacking and security and all that. So Consensys has been working directly with the governments for years. And the reason you're starting to say, well, wait a minute, how is XRP not being used? Or whatever. Because, guys, it was never going to be used. They've just been waiting for regulation. Well, now Trump has unleashed the regulation, and now they know that they can offer their tech and this new tech to their customers without being sued. So the game has changed. Now, go to Linea. Go to their website, guys. Linea is Ethereum. Just like people, oh, Ethereum is slow and all this. Guys, they just don't understand the game. A blockchain is like a football team, the ecosystem, right? XRP is not the fastest or the cheapest out there when you look at layer 2s. See the difference? It's a game. It's like the quarterback, right? It's not a single entity. The team is immensely more between Solana and basically Ethereum and its layer 2s like Base. They dominate the entire crypto market. They outperform everything almost in every single category when it comes to layer 1s. So you need to compare the team, guys, not just token to token. All right, enough of that rant. All right, here is the CEO of Consensys, and here's what he announced at wherever they were. They were somewhere overseas. Now, we already know about SWIFT's going to be using Consensys Linea on Ethereum. Check out what he says, guys.
So it's a big unlock that the United States government is wind in our sails. So the SEC is wind in our sails. Stable coins, all the RWAs and that being noticed around the world is wind in our sails. Paul Atkins and Hester Peirce of the SEC's Project Crypto. They called it Project Crypto, which is the project to re-architect the securities industry. Wind in our sails.
They've been working with
I was in Frankfurt on Monday, and Javier Perez Tasso, the CEO of SWIFT, announced that SWIFT is going blockchain. They're building SWIFT Ledger. Our company Consensys is going to be the main builder and collaborator with SWIFT on that. And that's a revelation.
It is.
SWIFT was a little uncertain about whether it would be embraced by their 11,500 member banks. Be careful about the messaging, but he received a standing ovation in his keynote, and the feedback was enormously positive. From banks and central banks.
Stay with it, guys.
Messages like, thank you for doing this, it's about time. And there's a lot of discussion in Frankfurt that no longer do we think that the DeFi and TradFi should be on parallel rails that shall never meet, or there will be peril. And we're really in this this moment in which it's time to pay, stable coins. That's essentially TradFi on DeFi. DAT companies, TradFi meets DeFi, opens up DeFi to a giant world of huge liquidity in traditional finance. And so SWIFT is going to turn on the banking industry and enable them to be more comfortable with infrastructure that they provide. In parallel, the DTCC is building their app chain, which is real-time tokenized collateral. They're building it on Consensys Ethereum technology. NASDAQ just announced that they are in communication with DTCC and SEC. They're going to tokenize all the equities. They're doing it on Consensys Ethereum technology. So we got PVP, we got DVP. Are we in a different paradigm already, or moving quickly?
Guys, think about all the lies people like the Jake Claver have been telling you. Oh, they can only settle on XRP. They have to use it for whatever reasons. Guys, it was never going to happen. And I've been trying to contradict all that stuff for years. And I'm telling you, the amount of hate. I've been threatened 3 times by the XRP community. One guy posted my address, said he will see me at my house. That's how crazy the FOMO is in that community. And I don't mean to hype on that, but guys, you got to stop listening to these people that just want to tell you what you want to hear and could care less, and quite frankly don't have the knowledge and don't want to seek the knowledge. When I do a deep dive, guys, I don't get to pick the truth. I don't care what it is. I didn't choose that for the NASDAQ to be tokenized with Consensys or SWIFT or the DTCC, but I do report it. And you watch the crazy hate I'll get in the comments. Well, guys, you need to share that announcement with everyone and watch how they lie to you. This guy doesn't lie. And guys, I highly recommend stop listening, getting your information from YouTube. Now, hopefully you'll stay with my channel, but you need to zoom out and start listening to the power players of the world, the CEOs, the big hedge funds. Guys, they're always talking. But no, people want to Google their favorite token and go around and find 10 influencers to tell them they're getting a Lambo. Well, guys, this is such a sophisticated game, and it's gone so far, it's not even funny. But the amount of money to be made is there. But you got to be a little more sophisticated. You can't just flip a coin and buy, anything. But that being said, we know that Linea is moving forward aggressively. Well, I went to its ecosystem, and I'm going to share with some of the projects that you might want to take a look at. Now, I also want to ask the question to the XRP Army. If you thought XRP was going to be worth $10,000 like Jake tells you, which is literally more than, now think about this, is more than all the assets that are going to be tokenized on the NASDAQ combined, so it's mathematically 100% impossible, no matter what they tell you. But if you thought XRP was going to take over SWIFT and all this stuff, well, Linea is doing it. Ethereum is doing it. Why are you not buying Linea and Ethereum? Why are you not doing backflips? Why are you not telling Jake he doesn't know what he's talking about? And why are you not jumping and creating an army for them? I don't get it. I really don't. All right, let's look at the projects. Aave. Aave's a powerhouse, guys, and DeFi and staking and all that is going to be the future. I don't know who's going to win, but that is a pretty good looking chart. You might want to take a look at Aave. Here's another one no one talks about, but look how good this chart looks, guys. This is a new token that has never experienced a bull run. It wasn't around in 2021. Euler, whatever it is. But look at that chart, guys. It made a new all-time high toward the end of the last cycle, but it ripped and has made a new all-time high. Let's look at the market cap. Notice how the charts look similar. You haven't been dumped on. All right. Maple Finance, guys, I think this is one to really take a look at. Now, these are more conservative. They're not going to give you a 50x. But if you're thinking about hodling, you damn sure want to be thinking about maybe these, which I wouldn't recommend either way. But look at this thing, guys. This thing has done, what is that? About a 7x this year. New token, never experienced a bull run. That's what you want, guys, because look, here's some alpha for you. No matter what anyone tells you, the probabilities are, if you want to make the most money in crypto, you want to buy new tokens in hot sectors that never experienced a bull run. They will almost always outperform the old like Dino tokens because 90% of all the projects never experience a new all-time high in their second bull run. All right, now I'm gonna I got this out of order, but guys, you might want to start looking at companies like Circle. They print money, and what Wall Street is doing are taking all these companies public, and now you're getting the treasuries and all that. And I've made a couple of videos. I'll leave a link at the end if you want to get more involved. But those might be a more conservative play, especially if you want to hold for, say, 10 years. All right, Linea. Again, guys, the chart looks horrible. It didn't even bounce on the SWIFT news. But again, I don't get it. But, you know, they're going to do pretty much everything that the XRP Army thought XRP was going to do. All right. I put that up there as a reminder. Now, let's think about something, guys. Just like the RLUSD, that is Ripple's token, 82% of all those transactions are on Ethereum. Well, why are you more bullish about it being on the XRPL? It's not being used on the XRPL, but a fraction of what it's being used on Ethereum. So if it's going to be the amazing powerhouse, why are you not buying Ethereum? Because you get misinformation and lies. I don't get it. But guys, whether you like Ethereum or not, it is a powerhouse. And the treasury companies are coming in hot. I think it's going to go much higher. It's going to be around for a long time. All roads lead to Ethereum. There's not one blockchain out there. Now think about this, that can be successful without being EVM compatible. Why? Because it's like New York City. If you don't have access to the biggest, most powerful companies in the world, you don't have access. Notice how no one needs to be on are building bridges to the XRPL, but it was huge in news when they made an EVM compatible option. Guys, y'all just being misinformed. I say that with love. That being said, guys, it's go time. And I truly believe that everyone needs to learn to short. Because if you can, we've been doing well shorting in the bull market. And guys, when it's game over and everyone pulls the plug, if we have the altcoin season or if we don't, when they pull that plug, guys, the people that know how to short are going to make an immense amount of money, in my opinion, not financial advice. But I put together a special offer that could make it as fair as possible and give you as much valuable as I could do. For $250, you get my shorting course video, shorting course with 13 videos. Comes with a Zoom call to make sure you understand everything, and you get 5 months of my inner circle, which is over a $250 value by itself. You get that free. So all that for $250. And guys, if you need someone to take a look at your portfolio and help you, same offer, $250 for my 18 course portfolio course. Comes with everything you need. The videos walk you through all the information about understanding tokenomics, market cap, how to dollar cost average in and out, how to compare, how to take profits, when to take profits, everything. Comes with a Zoom call where we look at your portfolio and the same 5 months of inner circle. And if you want to, you could just join the inner circle. Now, that being said, guys, whether you take me up on any of that or not, and I'll leave it linked in the comments section, pinned in the comments, and in the description. But if you take me up on that or not, guys, do yourself a favor. Stop listening to people that get you to FOMO and will not tell you the truth. There's not a project out there, including Bitcoin, that doesn't have a risk or doesn't have a downside that you should be talking about. I've been around wealthy people my whole adult life. But I have never been around a wealthy person that didn't want to talk about the downside. That's all they want to talk about. The upside's going to take care of itself if you're in the right investment. But they always ask, what's my downside and when do I get my money back? Right? No one ever says that. They call it FUD in crypto, guys. No wonder they're in the 90% of people lose money. I say that with love. I don't want that for you. So anyway, guys, share this video. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think about the announcements because, guys, that is massive, and that shows you what's coming. And the opportunity for to buy tokenized assets. Think about it. If Trump builds a high-rise in New York City, we can buy into it as a token. Somebody builds... sorry about that, guys. Anyway, that's all I got. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button and come back and be part of this community. But guys, it's time to pay attention and get some real knowledge under your belt. Take care.